As you always do, today also, before beginning the Panchama Veda, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we will recite from the Kathamrita. Tabu Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavi Bhiriritam Kalmashapaham Sravana Mangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti E Bhurida Jana. In our last class, we found Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He is trying to remove the doubt of Sri Ma about image worship. And there was discussion was going on. In human society, there is always thesis. And the moment there will be thesis, there will be antithesis. And when there is antithesis, there finally comes synthesis. And here we find in Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna synthesis. Both the thesis and the antithesis coming together in him. When there was no image worship in our Hinduism, there was no image worship in the beginning. Sarvam avritta tishtati. The rishis, they used to say that this, the Brahman, the Atman, the all-pervading consciousness, it is covering the age and everything. Now, this is a thesis. And problem became, people were not understanding it. Majority of the people, it is not possible for them to have that conception. So that is the problem comes. Then slowly, the theory comes of dualism. The God is separate and we are separate. The dualism comes. The conception of God in different forms, in image, came for the benefit of the general masses. And then conflict between those who were thinking that God is without form and those who were thinking God is with form began. And it continued for thousands of years. That is the beauty of the Indian philosophy. Nothing is suppressed or impressed on anyone. You can think of your own way. And there, the students of philosophy, they know there are 6 systems developed. 6 systems of Indian philosophy, Sharad Darshan. And everyone giving very strong argument and trying to prove that his path of thinking is right. This is Sharad Darshana. What are those? First is Nyaya. Here, the founder of the Nyaya Darshan is the Gautama Muni. It was almost, they say, it is 4,000 years before Jesus Christ. 4,000 BC, 4 BC. 400 years BC, not 1,000. This philosophy is based on logical things, logical realism. And they are giving the logic. Master Mahasaya once tried to make Sri Ramakrishna understand what is logic. And in conversation he was telling, this crow is black, that crow is black, all the crows that we see are black, so we can conclude the crows are black. But there may be 1 or 2 white crow also. So like this, Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna Dev, after listening sometime, he said, okay. He was not putting much interest. You know, in logic, there are so many funny stories about the logic over there. The one teacher was teaching logic in the class, and he was telling that usually giving these fallacies. Then the student, a very naughty student, got up and said, sir, suppose we give the fallacy in this way, that goat is having a beard, this goat having beard, and you are also having beard, the teacher was having beard. Then the teacher said, then you are losing the class, go out from my class. So then, this logic, it goes like this. Now, after the Nyaya, there's a Vaishashika. It's not after or before, it's just Nyaya and then Vaishashik. The Vaishashik Darshan philosophy is the founder is the Kanada. And they also 4th century BC. This philosophy believe in the plurality of reals, etc. And then they say all these things that we see in the outside world ultimately becomes Kana. That's why Kanada, the Kana, atom, from there. So we are not going in details of this. Only I am just like to give you the so many types of philosophies are there. And if you go into this, my God, so many ways they are explaining this world, the manifestation, then the God, then the goal of human life, all that is there. Any philosophy means you have to answer 3 questions. Who is the creator and what is his reality? And what is this creation, including us, the human being? And what is the relation between the creator and the creation? These are the things that you have to. So the Nyaya Darshan and Vaishashik Darshan. Then comes Samkhya, a very famous philosophy, Samkhya Darshan. The founder is Kapila Muni. It is 5th century BC. The central theme of this philosophy is Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is one and Prakriti is many. So there is also these things are going on. And then comes the Yoga Darshan. In Yoga Darshan, the founder is Patanjali Muni, Patanjali Rishi. That's also 5th century BC. But they don't have any metaphysics. This darshan, Yoga Darshan, don't have the metaphysics. This Yoga Darshan, they depend on Samkhya. So whatever the Samkhya they have described, Yoga Darshan support that, but they are telling that through mind control, you have to separate the Prakriti and to find out the Purusha, realize the Purusha, the one. That is the Purusha and Prakriti is the conception of the Shankaras. So everywhere they say Shankha Yoga. So it almost related. Then come Mimamsa. Mimamsa has 2, Purva and Uttara. The Mimamsa actually is founder is Jaimini, this 4th century BC again. At that time people were thinking in a different way and they were giving different types of path to realize God, explaining God, the creator, the universe like this. This Jaimini is very, very interesting, these 6 systems of Indian philosophy. The goal of this philosophy is moksha. But do not believe in the creator of God. So that is, and they say everything has come from the Shabda. In Christian philosophy, they say, in the beginning there was a word. And from there, the Christian philosophy begins. Our philosophy also. In the beginning there was a word, and word became God. That's why this Jaimini, this Mimamsa philosophy also very, very famous, but Vedanta is very popular. It became very popular. So we don't find the many followers of Nyaya or Vaishashik or Samkhya, Yoga, But Mimamsa and Vedanta. These are Vedanta Darshana was founder, we can say, Vyasadeva. And this Vyasa, he said Brahma Satya Jaganmitha. Not he actually, in the Vedanta, Brahma Satya Jaganmitha. That means Brahman is the only truth and all this creation that we see is illusory. As we are thinking, it is becoming like that. And they have many other things also there. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, to some extent we can say, to some people, they say he is believer of Advaita Vedanta. And some will be telling no, Vishishta Advaita. And some will be telling Advaita. But he is the combination of all these three. And afterwards, in different pages of the Kathamrita, you will see that Sri Ramakrishna is explaining in this way. This universe is illusion. And Sri Ramakrishna is that great sentence. Had I known that this is truth, I would have covered my birthplace, Kamarpukur, with gold. So like that, there are so many ideologies, everyone is claiming that his is the best. Then how to decide? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning like this. Each one will look at his own watch and say, this is the time. Everyone is following his own watch, but it may be different. But they believe on his own watch. So like that, how to get all these so many, it's called Maha-Aranya, like a deep forest. So many scriptures are there. They are telling in so many ways. Veda vivinna, smritayo vivinna, na aso muni yasya matam na vinna. All munis are having different. Someone will say, don't do all this puja and all this. Go and meditate. Some will say, that won't do. Go and do puja. Always pray, always cry. Someone will say, what all these things unnecessary, spending your time in the temple. Go and serve the people. And some will say, read good books. And go for the argument. Understand these. All are true. But na aso muni yasya matam na vinna. So sometimes people will be asking, oh, Swamiji, he was telling like this, and that man was telling like this is like this. Everybody is correct. You have to accept which appeals to you. That is your path. So Veda Vivinna. Veda means knowledge, are different. Smritayo Vivinna. There are all the Smriti. They are also different. Now aso muni yasya matam na vinna. Then what to do? Then they say, you must follow the great personality of spirituality. And that is the only way. Sri Mom, in the beginning of this chapter that we are going to read, in the 5th chapter of the Kathamrita, he is beginning with a wonderful sloka. And aim is always giving the hint. What is the sloka? Samsara Arnava Ghore. In the terrible turmoil in the sea of samsara. I was telling samsara means that which always changes. It's going on, flowing and flowing. Samsara Arnava Ghore. In this type of turmoil sea, Ya Karnadhara Swarupakaha. He who is the captain of the ship. Then, and who is he? Namastu Ramakrishna. Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. He is accepting Sri Ramakrishna as his guru. Because he is holding the wheel of the ship. And in that, I just remind of this is the way they are explaining. But I saw when I used to go from Calcutta to Port Blair in the ship, huge ship. There they have the helicopter also, helipad. There are 2-3 swimming pool, hotel, cinema hall. You can understand the huge ship. But again, when the only, that was not nothing. The captain was telling this is nothing. I was there with the captain on the top and he was holding that. Usually other people, they will be holding that wheel, but this time captain himself was there and everybody was alert. Then I was by his side and he was telling, Swamiji, hold it tightly. I was standing there and huge wave is coming and breaking on the ship. And ship is just like the small, comparing with the wave that is coming. Then I was telling Captain, do you think there will be danger? And then he smiled and said, this is nothing. So only this. So, and Samsara, how is it? Just like that. We do not know what is going to happen. It is so nice, so beautiful. And we just sailed and everything broke down. What will happen? What will happen? Every moment. That is the problem in our, because we can't see, we can understand what is going to happen. So this time, who is going to hold the wheel of the ship of our life? Guru. Who is a Guru? Who removes the darkness. What is the darkness? That is the darkness of me and mine, that attachment. Me and mine comes from the ahamkara. I have understood it, and that is correct. This is mine, etc., etc. How the Guru acts? He actually removes. First he gives a thrashing to break the ego. We have found that the Arjuna, his Guru, Sri Krishna, thrashing him. Klaibyam vasmagamo bharata. Can you imagine? A personality like Arjuna, and Guru is calling him, Krishna is calling him as a cleaver. There's so much of insult for an Arjuna and breaking his ego. Here also Master Mahasaya, M.A. in those days, M.A. means the great knowledge, and Sri Ramakrishna is telling, and you think you are a Jnani. So that way they are first trashing their ego and then explaining the truth. What is the truth? We have already read when Master Mahasaya is telling, sir, I like to think God has formed us. Ramakrishna is answering, very good. It is enough to have faith in either aspect. Then, I am not reading the whole thing, then the important is, but, this is very important to remember, but never for a moment. Don't think, he is not telling like that. He is telling, never for a moment think that this alone is true and all else false. This is very important. Is giving a conception, complete conception, helping the disciple. That is the Guru. Majority of the Guru, we find, they will always give you a very narrow channel and will ask, move through these. And you move very fast, but where you reach? That is the question. The person who is guiding you, is he correct? Even sometimes someone was telling, in the vehicle they are fixing, what is that? Through internet they get the guiding. And that sometimes also giving you the wrong conception. And when you reach over there, you are in a just opposite place you were placed. So that is also for the Guru. If they are not understanding, they are not knowing, so only he can be who has a clear understanding, realized himself. So here, Sri Ramakrishna acting as a Guru, and what he is doing? But never for a moment that this is alone is true and all false. And again we find when he is asking, sir, one should explain to those who worship the clay image that it is not God. Clay image and that it is not God. Look at the answer of Sri Ramakrishna. He who is the Lord of the universe will teach everyone. Look at it, the faith. First, he is giving the broad-mindedness to the disciple. The disciple should not be, a spiritual person should not be narrow-minded. He should be broad-minded. Don't eat this, don't touch that, don't go to his house, don't go to their temple, don't take their prasad. What is it? And at the same time you are telling God has created this universe. How can you explain it? If God has created this universe, He has created both. Then why not? That's why the true Guru, the real Guru, the present day Guru, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, the very first thing he says, broadness. Never for a moment you should think that this is the only truth. For you it is truth. Very good. You are following impersonal God. Good. So that second he says, the moment he says, Master Moshe put clay image, look at it. The faith, the belief. We say God is all powerful. Then why we should not also think that all these things that it is the creation of God only? Sri Ramakrishna is reminding him in this way. He who is the Lord of the universe will teach everyone. He alone will teach us. He has created this universe, has done so many things. Will He not show people the way to worship Him? He has done so many things. Can't He do this? And thirdly, Ramakrishna says, you were talking of worshipping the clay image. Look at the argument again. He is giving the faith, the belief in God. The belief is what first is broad-mindedness, that God is there, He is all powerful, He has created everyone, then He will guide us. So you be humble and you try to follow, and then giving the argument also. What is that? He is telling, even if the image is made of clay, there is need for that kind of worship. Why? The Lord of the universe has arranged all these to shoot different men in different stages of knowledge. In different stages of knowledge it is necessary. This is the unique thing. When we look at the people, immediately, maybe a grown-up person, as they call most as babies, sometimes they are grown up, but they behave like babies when they come to a religion. And that's why so many people, they will be running after so many things. Hundreds and thousands of people will go to those places where they find just by reaching over there, I will get the benefit. What benefit? Why you are going over there? It's not the devotion, it's the marketing. Is it devotion to God? No. If you have respect, go there, anywhere. Go and bow your head. But when we are going to this person or that person, look at our mind. Am I going with real devotion or with the curiosity if I get anything from there? What you want? That is Swami Sri Ramakrishna is telling. So this is, then he is asking in Bengali, Bujhle, do you understand me? Capacity of understanding the subtle truth of God makes the difference between person to person. This is very difficult. That is why the ancient time, the rishis, they prayed, Bharga devasya dhimai dhiyo yona prachodayat. Buddhi. It's not the ordinary intellect. There are so many people, they understand so many things. I wonder the doctors, how they remember so many medicines. I wonder the lawyers, all the laws they are remembering. Then there will be international law, there will be Indian law, there will be these, there will be that, so many varieties of law and so complicated language. But they all remember. Then the chemistry, then the physics, anywhere you go. There are so many things, very, very subtle, so difficult to understand. But these people, they understand it so nicely. But the moment you talk about God, they do not understand, do not like to understand. It's not going into their head. Why? This is the thing. That's why you have to pray. Diyo yona prachodayat. Give me that conception, that idea, so that I can understand the subtle thing. Some people are very intelligent, successful, but they do not understand the spiritual world. But the reply of Sri Ma, if we hear in the Bengali, he is telling, Agge ha. Agge ha. Not only ha, not only yes. Do you understand me? Yes. No. With great humility. He is telling Agge. Agge means, Honorable Sir, I have understood. With great humility. That is the quality. Unless and until we are having that quality, and how that quality comes? When there is no ego, then only that quality comes. Otherwise not. Here in Bhagavad Gita is giving in a wonderful way, who can understand religion? Who can understand knowledge? Then they are saying, Tad Viddhi Pranipatena. First thing is Tad, that. Viddhi, no. Pranipatena. What is that pranipata? Humbleness. With great humbleness you have to go. Tad Viddhi Pranipatena. Second is Pariprasnena. Third is Sevaya. First is with great humbleness. Tad Viddhi Pranipata. Pranipat means pranam. Pranipas means offering the pranam. Then Pariprasna, you have to ask question, properly question, correct questions. Otherwise you won't be able to understand. And you have to go on asking questions again and again until your doubts are cleared. That is the beauty of the Hinduism. That is the beauty of the Sanatana Dharma. They are giving you the opportunity to ask question and question and question. And teacher loves teacher, like the students who are asking question again and again. Because each and every teacher is happy when they see that eagerness to learn is there in the student. And they are coming and asking the question, sir, you said that, but I think this is the thing is coming, then you will remove it. Slowly, slowly, slowly. When Sister Nivedita came to Swami Vivekananda, she was asking 101 questions. Everybody was angry. Why you are discussing like this with Swamiji? But Swamiji was happy. Every step, Sister Nivedita was trying to understand, this is the thing. But the question doesn't mean all in a childlike question. It will be asking, is there God if there is no God? So that way, all these things are solved. Then shall I tell the truth or false? These are the questions that have already been answered. Now you have to ask question in a different way. We will hear how Sri Ma is asking the question. Here, Tad Viddhi Pranipadena. This is the first step. One is coming with all the egotism, the egoistic mind, and he is coming and asking, hey, can you please explain what is God? There may be a philosophical discussion, but knowledge will not be there. There are so many philosophers, thousands. In every university there is a subject, philosophy. Professors are there, students are there. Every year, hundreds are passing away as a philosophy students. How many of them understand religion? How many of them they go deep into that? How many of them understand what really Vedanta means? So that is the thing. There is one great Pandit. He used to come and teach our brahmacharis and swamis. And every time after teaching, he knows how to teach Sanskrit and that. Then afterwards he used to say, I only say all these things and you people practice. We brahmacharis, we are, in comparing with the knowledge of philosophy, we were nowhere to him. He was a great professor of Calcutta University, very respected. So many books he has written on philosophy. But he was humble. He used to say, Swamiji's, I only teach you, but you practice it. I don't practice. So that is the thing. One has to practice it. That's why. Tad viddhi pranipatena, then pariprasnena, and third comes sevaya. What was the prasna, the question of Sri Mom, Master Mahashaya? The spiritual seeker must ask question, a proper question. Now, Master Mahashaya, he is humble, he is devoted, and eager to know the spiritual truth. He is asking the question. And look at the question he is asking. Ishware ki kore mon hoy, in Bengali he is asking, said, how may I fix my mind on God? How I will fix my mind on God? Is there God, etc.? All this over. Now the question is, how can I fix my mind? Sri Ramakrishna is so happy. Look at how he is giving the answer. He is answering in a very wonderful way. The question is so good and answer excellent. He is not telling that if you are a Brahmin, if you are taking only vegetarian food, if you are taking dip in the Ganga every time, if you are applying the paste on your forehead, if you are doing this, nothing. What he say? He said, repeat God's name and sing His glory. And now and then visit God's devotees and holy men. The mind cannot dwell on God if it is immersed day and night in worldliness, in worldly duties and responsibilities. It is most necessary to go into solitude now and then and think of God. To fix the mind on God is very difficult. In the beginning, difficult in the beginning, unless one practices meditation in solitude. When a tree is young, then immediately he is giving. When a tree is young, it should be fenced all around. Example, every sentence, every word, every teaching, immediately will give an example. Why? Upama, previously they used to say, Upama Kalidasasya. The Kalidas was very famous in giving this type of upama. And now this is Sri Ramakrishna. To make it so easy for everyone to understand what he is going to tell, he is telling this. See, one should go to this because it is tender mind, the beginning. So now what one should do, you have to give a fencing. Otherwise it may be destroyed by cattle. Now if you go to those people and mixing, suddenly you are in the club and you get up and say, friends, I am leaving, I have to go and attend the spiritual discourse over there. They will say, spiritual discourse? You fool, unnecessarily wasting your time, there is no God, etc., etc. Then they will quote this thing, that thing, and you are confused, you will sit down there. So that's why you need a fencing in your mind. Get convinced. This is the first thing. And then he is telling there are 3 ways of meditating. Now, before we go to that, let's explain a little how Sri Ramakrishna is telling this. First he is think of God while doing your duties. So 3 things he is telling. There are 3 ways of meditation, afterwards we'll speak. First is repeat God's name and sing His glory. This is the thing. God's name. There are so many names of God. That's all holy. And suppose we go on repeating the name of God, will do? No. You have to repeat the name as along with the qualities of that God. Otherwise it won't work. And so clever people are. They will be keeping the name of their children in different gods and goddesses' name. And they think, when I am calling the son or the daughter, God will understand I am calling him. And you will see, they will keep the name Ram, Lakshman, this, Krishna, Durga. Of course, Kali they don't keep because it is dangerous. So that's it. So that way, always you will be keeping the name of gods and goddesses. No, that won't do. There will be some people constantly going on telling the beads and at the same time calculating. They are in the market, showing this left hand finger on the potato, how much is cost. No, this is not it. They are telling the name of God. There are people, they are really taking the name of God, but they don't follow the teaching of God. Quality of God means what? Teaching of God, what he has practiced. So that won't do. That's why spiritual progress means what? Here is a wonderful way that Tulsidas ji is telling. Tulsidas the Doha. Ram Nam Mani Deepa Dharo. The Deepa, the candle, or you can say the Pradeepa, Diya. Ram Nam, this should be, is burning, giving the light, removing the darkness. Ram Nam Mani Deepa Dharo. Jiha Deharidar. It should be on the threshold. You are working, going around, but constantly within, you are taking the name of the Lord, Sri Rama. Tulsi bhitar baharu, jo chasi ujiyar, Rama nama mani deepa dharu. That is the Tulsidas. In a wonderful way, he is telling, go constantly. Sri Ma Sharadamani Devi, she is telling why the God has given this, your fingers, and this, the fingers are having the four, always the four marking. Go on, repeat the name of God constantly. And every time that you are breathing in, breathing out, take the name of Lord, take the name of... But at the same time, you have to go on thinking about the qualities of the God. Guna, Nama, Guna. And the moment they say Nama also we are doing, and Guna Gana, Gana means song, as in English translation is telling. Repeat the God's name and sing His glory. In our country, the law is not so much, the people can go and tell, so anyone can. So I am a devotee, I am doing the Nama, but alone, no, I will make a microphone tied on the top of my house and from all four corners, and all my neighbors, they will leave the whole area because I am taking the name of God. And they will be shouting so this way, Gunagan, 24 hours, 72 hours, Gunagan is going on. Now that also won't do. So one must be very, very clear. Why I am disturbing others? The moment I am disturbing others in the name of God, all my effort to get the blessings of God goes away. Unnecessarily. I am spending time, I am spending money, I am spending my energy. But just because I do not know what one should do, that is the Guru. And who can be the Guru? Sri Ramakrishna. The concern. And here he is telling, repeat God's name and sing His glory. And he is repeating the name of God. And there is one conversation between Sri Ma and Sri Ramakrishna. The Thakur Sri Ramakrishna Dev, he developed, in a fraternity, friendship, relation between the devotees. He removed all the boundaries of the caste and also the other classes. And wherever he used to go, he used to call others. I am going over there on that day, you also come there. So he is satisfied when all are sitting over there, and the person's house used to go. Usually, they were wealthy people and they used to feed the others also. So that way, there's a nice way he was slowly developing the devotees in such a way, devotees becoming so close to each other, they're forgetting the other relatives and becoming a group, a family. Here, Sri Ramakrishna asking Sri Mom, a master, a teacher, humble teacher in those days, to come and meet him at Balaram's house. Balaram Bose was a landlord, very rich people. And in the landlord house, in the rich people's house, there will always be another guards. See, they won't allow unless and until you are having the credentials, the weather. So Master Masha, he was wondering and he said, will they allow me to enter? And Srima said, tell my name, they will allow you. So the devotees can understand this simple word of Sri Ramakrishna as like this. If you tell the name of Sri Ramakrishna, all the obstacles are removed. And we have seen that. In this small life, we have seen this miracle. Everywhere where there is no chances, things are opening. Everything is happening. There was a plot of land that was very much necessary for us in Andaman, because other group of people in a different religion, they were coming, and it's adjacent. And if they come and develop their, they have the money and all that, if they come, it would have been so difficult for us. Then I applied this, slowly things started taking shape. But the last person who was supposed to, government officer, who was supposed to sign, he won't sign. He was taking time, month after month. It was 12th January. I rang him on 11th January. I told 12th January is a very holy day for us. It is the birthday of Swami Vivekananda, and I request you to sign that paper on that day. Swamiji, I cannot say this is the holy day or special day for you people, but not for us. Wait, I will do it. Then I went in the morning and I sat in the corner of his office, but he couldn't say me, go out. I was sitting over there and told, I'm not disturbing you, but only as a reminder I'll be sitting over here. I sat over there, went on taking the name of God, without food, without water or anything, and constantly praying to Thakur, today he must sign. Please ask him to sign, ask him to sign. Otherwise it will be so difficult for us. And he came after lunch. He said, oh, you are still here? Have you taken food? And thank you for asking, but I am waiting for your signature. And in the afternoon, when it was 5 o'clock, office is back and everything was going on, then he called his Bada Babu or the office superintendent. He said, bring that file. I think he is sitting over here. Without the signature, he won't go. And suppose he died, then all problem will come on us. It takes time, but it works. With faith and with belief, if we go on repeat the name of God, and it will surely, for the good cause. I am now hankering for the land. I have left that land. I don't know now what is happening over there. I don't care also. When I was there, God gave me the responsibility. I have performed that. Mam anusmara yuddhacha. That is the instruction. We did it. The moment the field is different, now we have been in a different place. And that is the way, without attachment, with great faith, if we are working at the same time, taking the name of God, Nama Gunagan. You know that story, I think, somewhere I told you. The name of God is so powerful, even the God cannot do anything. So once, there's a story in the Ramayana, they say, Ramachandra was observing one yajna. And so many other people also came, the rishis came, Vishwamitra also came, and one small king there, we can say Yamindar, landlord, etc., he came to visit, and he was paying respect to all the Swamis. Now on 7th and 8th of November, all the Swamis will come, they will be sitting in a queue, you have to go on offering. Suppose you are not doing one and just going to other, usually there may be. He will feel, why he is not paying respect to me, normally. And this person was going on doing like that, but he, by mistake, not intentionally, by mistake, he didn't look at that Vishwamitra who he went. Vishwamitra became very angry. He called Rama. He said, Rama, you are my host. You have invited to come over here. And now that person, your guest, he has insulted me. He has given respect. He has showed respect to all others. All the rishis that you are sitting, except me. I want you to give him punishment. Rama said, just wait, I will go and bring him. He is a good man. Perhaps he had made a mistake. He will pay respect to you. I don't care. Now that is over. I want that you have to give the punishment to him. He said, what punishment, sir? Go and cut the head of the man and bring the head to me. And that is what you have to do. It's to show how the name of God is so powerful. Now, in the story always Narada is there. In the Purana story, Narada was roaming around nearby, he heard it, and he immediately ran to that person, and after returning from, went back to his home, this person, perhaps, he was taking rest. Narada reached him and said, you are taking rest? Now you are going to die within a minute or so. Well, how come? Rama is coming to cut your head. Why? Just now I met him. These are the things. Now there is no way. Then he said, okay, I respect Rama as my God. If he is cutting, why you should be so careless? Go and save your life. That's the way. Then Narada gave him this idea. What to do? Go to the mother of Hanuman. And the mothers are usually, they are very simple. If you go and cry before the mother, mother, please save me, somebody is coming to cut my head. And Hanuman's mother, naturally, she will give you the blessing. No. And if she gives the blessing, then you get the protection of Hanuman. Go. And this man ran to the Anjali Devi, Anjana. And she was there. Naturally, he also, mother saved me. Hanuman's mother, naturally, she was proud of son's power. He said, okay, no problem. Who is going to harm? My son is, Hanuman is there. Nobody can do anything in my house. You be here, I'll see who is coming. And he was saved. After some time, the lady started thinking, I didn't ask who is the enemy. Then she came and asked, who is the person coming to kill you? No, it is Rama. Rama? You didn't tell it before. How Hanuman can fight with Rama? Hanuman will never fight with Rama. And how can I save you? Now, when she was shouting like this, Hanuman was passing and he said, Mother, what's happened? Then the mother said, see, this is the thing. She came, I gave the word that I will protect him, but now I came to know that it is Rama. How can you protect? And he should have saved me earlier. Then Hanuman said, Ma, you need not to worry. Since you have given the word, I am going to keep it. You don't worry. Nothing is going to happen. He was confident. Hanuman was confident. How? He took that man in a jungle and made his body huge. And with the tail, he protected him in what's called iron room, we can say, and no place is open. And then he sat on that. Over that he was sitting. Rama came out. He was searching the man. And Narada also with Rama. And then he said to Rama, Ram, where you are going? No, see, this is the thing. I have to now cut the head of that man because Muni is so angry. Then why you are going in this hot sun? You have that arrow, you tell the name of the person, it will go and cut the head and bring it. Because that arrow is there. Ram said, yes, why am I unnecessarily going? So he took the arrow, put the name on that, is just uttered the name, and the mantra arrow of that he shot is supposed to go cut that or kill the person and come back. It came back without any blood stain or anything. It came and entered into. Then Rama thought, what happened? Maybe I made a mistake in pronouncing the name properly. So once again he did, same thing. Once again he did, same thing. Arrow is coming back without hurting anyone. Rama was astounded. He turned to Narada and said, you must be knowing why all these things are happening. So can you please explain why my arrow is failing? Then he said, Ram, how your arrow can touch you? So that's why it is coming back. Rama was confused. My arrow touching me, what you are telling? Please explain. Then he said, these are the things. This person took the refuge in the mother, Hanuman's mother. Now Hanuman is giving the protection, and Hanuman right from the beginning of the tail up to the head, he is full of Rama. Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Sri Ram. He is continuously repeating, and there is not a single part of his body where you are not present. So how your arrow can hit you? Because all over the body you are present in Hanuman, and that's how Hanuman is protecting you. So by the name of God, we are safe from the God's anger also. Just by repeating with devotion and with one-pointed mind, we are saved. So that is the power of God. Yajnanam japajagoshmi. In Bhagavad Gita it says, if you are repeating the name of God, that is the greatest yajna that you are doing. If we can't help anyone, at least we can do this. We can go and repeat the name of God. If we are going to visit a sick person, we can pray to God and take the name of. Suppose somebody has invited us. We go to there. When I was very young, the one very senior Swami and myself went to a devotee's house. And he fed me so much. And that time, I used to eat like Hanumanji I used to take. Now, the Swamiji, he took me very little food, and then when we were coming out at the gate, he almost whispered to my ear, they have fed you with so many things. What you have given to them? Then I was taken aback and I told Swamiji, I forgot to bring any gift for them. Usually we take some book or something and give them. I thought, no, that is not necessary. What you have given to them, you have taken. You must have given to them something. I told, that is what? I have forgotten. Then he said, you are not understanding. Come, I will explain. Then in the ashrama he said, you have to pray for them. When the devotees are inviting us, they are thinking by feeding us, actually they are getting the blessings of God. Have you prayed to God for their welfare? I told you should have said it before. Now I tell you. So now you go and pray for them. So I learned from this. The senior Swamis, in a very simple way, they teach us the real good thing. So when the devotees are inviting, it's not me. Ishatmananda, they're inviting the holiness of Sri Ramakrishna, the God. When they're offering pranam to me, it is not me. It's the God again. So what I should do? I should constantly pray to God. They are not actually making pranam to me, offering this thing to me. It's all to you, through me. Please accept it and give them blessings. That is dharma palan, dharma shiksha. That is only two things in the life of sannyasi. What a monk will do? Creating huge, high buildings so that the people will come and purchase ticket and enter into over there just like another museum. No, not like that. Only two things, dharma palan and dharma shiksha. How we can give the shiksha? Not only monks, devotees also. You have to constantly, because you are the votaries, the pujaris of God. If you are going to one place, behaving in such a way, then the people, they will talk about, see, look, he is the devotee of Ramakrishna. And look at his behavior. Through your behavior, you are bringing back name to God. So that's why Nama Guna Gan Sarvada. Sarvada means constantly. Every moment, every time you have to do it. Constantly. So that is the wonderful way he is telling. Now, Guna, the qualities. So what are the qualities of God? The bad Guna and good also is there. Bad and good, both are there. So where from the bad things came? From outside. Some of the philosophy, they are confused. The God is all good. Then where from the bad came? Somebody is there, having a horn on his head and a tail. So we are thinking like that. No. Where from he came with the tail and the horn? From God only. Because God is having the both. There's in a beautiful way it is telling that if God is having the both, then obviously it also be there that God is affected by the bad? No. God is not affected by the bad or good. The snake is having the venom, but whether the snake is affected by the venom? No. So similarly, from God everything is coming, good and bad. God is not affected by good and bad, but he is telling, so you always try to do it in such a way so that you can understand it. Next day, we will explain a little over this. Now, this Nama and Guna. And what we will do? The good gunas, good qualities, that we have to achieve. That's why the prayer is Dakshina Mukham, Yatte Dakshina Mukham. Dakshina Mukham means God has good and bad, both type. I want only good. Oh God, please have compassion on me. Bless me with your good qualities. That is the prayer. So Nam, Guna, always, every time you have to do. Now, and first is repeat God's name and sing his glory. What is the glory of Rama? Look at it. The glory of Rama. We are going on. You go to any part of India, they will be beating drum and they will be singing. All these vocal cords have become so, you can see from outside they are singing Rama. But what is the quality of Rama? He is embracing, untouchable. Who is Prem? And he is an untouchable. He is taking the fruits from the hand of a lady who is an untouchable. That is his guna. He is giving the mercy, the protection of the lady for whom he had to go for 14 years in the jungle. This is all the time blessings, those people who are creating problem for him, having all faith on them. So this way, there are so many good qualities in Rama. Sri Krishna, unattachment. Unattachment, Sri Krishna, if he wanted, he could have been the huge in the whole of the India, undivided India as we call. All that India he could have been the king, emperor. But what he did? He never touched anything, he took nothing. Unattachment. And once you have given the word, you have to continue with that. That is the training of Sri Krishna. That is the training of Sri Rama. Those who we are, follower of Rama, follower of Krishna, follower of Buddha, follower of Jesus Christ, are you really following the qualities of Jesus Christ? Forgive, because you have been forgiven by the God of heaven. Forgive, forgive, forgive. Love, love, love. That is the quality that has been shown in the life of Jesus Christ. How many of us practicing this quality? No. But we are taking the name of Jesus constantly. We are always showing that we are the follower of Jesus. But showing you won't do. You have to practice, you have to imbibe. And what are the qualities? Wonderfully, next day we will discuss about that. You can also just go through in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, from 13 to 19 sloka, only 7 sloka, all the qualities. And then 16th chapter, only 4 sloka. We need not to read. And every time we are reading Gita, we are Gita Parayan, Gita Yajna, Gita, so many things we are doing. But we are not practicing the qualities that the Gita is teaching. And who is teaching? Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself. What are the things? First, Adveshta Sarvabhutana. In the first. And secondly, Abhayam Sarvabhuteshu. Abhayam Satya Samsuddhi, Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti, etc. Now there is not much time. So next class we will again explain. This is Nama and Guna. This is very, very important. And Nama and Guna, it comes all together. The moment a person is uttering your name, my name, what comes? Your personality. And what is your personality? That is your gunas. So that way Sri Ramakrishna. And second he says, now and then visit God's devotees and holy men. That is also very important. Why? Because the God's devotees, see, it's not only the holy men, devotees also. What is the responsibility of the devotee? To live in such a way so that when the people are coming to their home, they'll also get inspiration to follow the path of religion. That is the responsibility. So if the people are coming to your home, they see God's picture everywhere, all good books in the library, and wonderful behavior, so many things are there. So this is totally different. When you are talking with them in a different way, for every 1 or 2 sentences, you are bringing the reference of some good anecdotes from spiritual life. That is the life of devotee. Whoever comes, we keep our God in a very corner, and our out the room where all guests are coming, there nothing is there. The picture of a horse jumping, or these are there. And not only that, that horse only having one leg. Maybe it has been painted by someone very famous, and we have purchased $10,000. We mentioned over there and keep and that. See the who has painted $10,000. What is there? One leg of a horse. I can understand. That's good. The promotion of the art and all these things, if you understand it. But the thing is, Sri Ramakrishna, if you are a really person of religion, then what you have to do? Keep in every place the photos of God. Wherever your eyes goes, you remember God. And Ma Sharadamani Devi is telling, this photo of Sri Ramakrishna, if you look at it, you see God. Believe it. The moment we are looking at the photos of Sri Ramakrishna, we are looking at the living God. Do you believe it? That is the thing. That is the quality of. And how this quality will come? If you go to a devotee. If you go to a holy man. And then finally, go into solitude now and then. And think of God. Go into solitude now and then. We have in Chicago a very good opportunity. From here, in every month, at the end of the month, there is a 3 days solitude. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Spiritual retreat. This is solitude. Living with the holy person, discussing about only the holy things, living with the devotees. This opportunity is there. Only you have to drive 2.5 hours or 3 hours. You reach over there. Accommodation, jungle, quietness, holiness, everything is there. How many will go? That is the question. There are so many other things. In a Bengali, there's a beautiful song. Ami সকল কাজে পাই হে সময়, I get time to perform all other duties. আমি সকল কাজে পাই হে সময়, তোমারে ডাকিতে পাইনি। But I don't get time to call your name, repeat your name, remembering you. সকল কাজের পাই হে সময়, তোমারে ডাকিতে পাইনে। That is the tune they sing. Long. So that is the thing. And now that we are the devotees of the best God, the risen God, the God Himself, who came in a very modern way and telling about everything. If we only believe and follow, be sure we are going to realize God in this life. Ami dekhechi, tokeও দেখাতে পারি. I have seen God, I can show it to you. But if you are following my words, and what are the things? Only three. Repeat the name of God, and repeat also His qualities. Go now and then to devotees and holy people, and go to the solitude, be alone, and dive deep within your mind. These three. Today, we will just offer our pranam to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Again, the next Tuesday, we will meet and discuss about this. Panchama Veda. Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti Shanti.